Are you thinking about visiting or moving to Cali, Colombia, but you're not actually sure how much it actually costs to live there? Well, whether you're looking for a budget lifestyle or a high-end experience, I'm gonna be going over a full cost breakdown of what it's actually like to live in Cali, Colombia, coming from someone who was there for 6 months. So by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to expect before you get here. By the way, if you're new here, my name's Alex, and I share everything that I've learned about leaving the West and living an ideal life in Latin America. So if that sounds interesting to you, be sure to subscribe. Now let's get into the numbers. All right, let's dive in. Here's what I'm going to cover in today's video. So we're going to start off with the highest or most, your biggest expense is going to be rent, right? I'm going to show you examples on Airbnb. I'm going to show you the apartment that I lived in for 6 months as well. Then we'll get into food and dinings, typically the next biggest expense. Then Ubers and transportation, entertainment and lifestyle, which includes dating, healthcare and insurance. And then I'm going to give you the total monthly cost breakdown. So starting with housing cost, how much is rent in Cali, Colombia? Well, keep in mind, if you're doing the Airbnb route, which is what I usually do, I find it's very convenient. It includes all utilities, it includes internet, and I can usually negotiate good deals off Airbnb, which I'll show you an example. But I'll just give you an overview, and then I'll actually show you examples on Airbnb and how I go about searching apartments there. Okay, I think that's going to be really useful for you. So in terms of most expensive areas, best areas, I've done another video on that. It's going to be Granada or El Peñón. All right, you can expect anywhere between 700 to 1200. I'd probably even lower this to maybe 600, maybe even 500 for like a basic studio, and all the way up to 1200 if you're looking for a nice 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom. If you go to the cheaper areas like San Fernando, it gets even more affordable. And if you're someone who like lives outside the best areas, then you can expect to pay much less. And if you're someone who shares housing, which is probably not you if you're watching this video, but you can get really, really affordable. All right, so let's go to Airbnb. Here's how I go about searching. Just type in Cali Colombia, go to flexible monthly options. These are going to get you the best deals. And then let's narrow in. Let's start with Granada. All right, so usually you have to do entire home. You have to search once and then search again. And that's going to give you the accurate. This changed here. I'm not sure if you noticed that. But this is going to give you like the median and average numbers. Right? So we'll go here to here, right? So right off the bat, you can see like maybe even a little more. Between 500 to 900 is where you're going to get a bunch of options, 143. Okay, and right off the bat, I mean, look, this looks like a good apartment. I already hearted it. If I heart something, it's because I have a wish list with it. This looks like a decent apartment. And we'll just use the first page. All right, so let's click here, show all photos. Yeah, look, you got a good sized living area. You probably work from that table. Really nice balcony, which I love. It looks like it has a beautiful view. You have a breakfast bar, 2 stools. Looks like you have a fully equipped kitchen, oven, stove, full-size refrigerator. You have a bedroom. Also, the balcony is attached to the bedroom, which is nice. Bathroom. Looks like it's in a nice high-rise building. Looks like there's a pool. So this is a nice apartment, all right? And it's going for $711, but when you include the fees, it's $800 a month. This is a nice 1-bedroom in the best part of town and the best neighborhood in Cali, Colombia. If you look at the reviews, it's got 5 stars. This is a good apartment. All right, and yeah, it's right in the heart of Granada. Cantina, like this is a very popular restaurant. Storia is a very popular restaurant. You're literally like walking distance to the best restaurants in the city. All right, so for $800 a month, I mean, let's go back to the cost of living. Yeah, it fits right into the budget. That's a luxury. That's a very nice 1-bedroom. Now, can you get nicer? Yes. Let me see if I can show you an example of my apartment. Let's just put a date in. Let's do March through April. Check availability. Yeah, it looks like it's going for right around what I paid for. So at the time, it was actually a little more expensive. When I rented this, it was going for over $1,000, and I negotiated it to $1,000. So it looks like this apartment's even cheaper than before, which is nice. And this is a really nice apartment. I'm going to show you a video footage of this. So it actually probably looks better than the photos. Really nice living area, really nice balcony with a gorgeous view, sunset, sunrises right on the balcony. It had a really nice balcony with a beautiful view. The sun literally rose from the balcony. You had a jacuzzi at the bottom, which I really used, and it was just right in the heart of everything. Like if you look at that location here, you can see it's right in Granada, and it's walkable to the park. I can just run through here. Very close to everything else as well, to El Peñón, San Antonio. So hopefully this gives you an idea as far as what you can expect to pay for rent. Again, you can go much cheaper than $1,000 a month and still live a really good life here in Cali, Colombia. All right, moving on to food and dining. So if you're going to eat street food, such as empanadas or arepas, living like a local, you'll probably pay up to like $3 a meal, right? But the portions are really small. Like I prefer bigger portions. What I would do is I would go to a local lunch spot where they had el menu ejecutivo, and you're probably paying closer to like $6, right, for a bigger portion, for different portions as well. So lunch for $5 to $6 is super affordable. If you want to go to a restaurant, then you're paying probably between $10 to $20, right? And then at night, if you're going out with friends, if you're going to dinners, there's a lot of good restaurants here in Cali, Colombia, like the Historia de Amor. There's this Cantina da Quince. There's a bunch of restaurants specifically in Granada, and you're probably looking at around $30 to maybe $50 for per person for a really, really, really nice dining experience. Groceries can range depending if you're someone who cooks more from home. Me, I was probably spending more in the 150 range. That includes my protein, right? Protein is probably going to be like $30 to $40 alone. So just keep that in mind. And of course, if you're someone who cooks more at home, maybe a grocery is going to be a little more than 150. Maybe it'll be less. I'm not sure. I'm not someone who really cooks much at home, but you'll spend much less here and probably get by maybe a couple $100 a month for food, my opinion. So as far as transportation goes, if you're living in an area such as Granada, then you won't need to leave that area much, right? Like let's go back to the map here. If you're going to be in Granada, you have everything you need here. Maybe sometimes you want to go to El Peñón, which you can easily walk to. But if it's at night, then you definitely want to take an Uber there. You have the Boulevard de Rio, which has a lot of activity going on. This is actually where the Calle de Sabor is. Basically, they have salsa on the streets and everyone's there. It's super crowded. Good experience, especially if you like salsa, but it's literally right here. It's walking distance from Granada, so you never have to leave that. That's every single Friday night they do that, by the way. A lot of social activities going on in Cali, Colombia. Now, if you want to go to San Antonio, I definitely recommend Ubers, but still, I would walk there some nights, right? Just because I got used to the lay of the land. But if you're going to be using Ubers, it's super affordable. You can either use Didi. I always stick to Ubers. I've never had a bad experience with Uber. $2 to $5 per ride. Local buses you're probably not going to use. So monthly transportation budget. Again, this is going to depend on your dates as well. Like if you're someone who goes on a lot of first dates, if you're new to a city, you want to get to meet new women, then I always recommend you offer to pay for their Ubers, because a lot of these girls aren't going to be earning much money. I think the minimum wage in Cali, Colombia is probably $400 to $500, right, USD per month. So for them to visit you, they're not going to be living in your neighborhood most likely. They'll probably be in a neighborhood maybe 20 minutes out, maybe 30, sometimes an hour outside of your zone. So for them to pay an Uber or a Didi, it's going to cost them a lot. So just make it easy for them, and it's probably going to cost you maybe $5 one-way trip to come to you. So you're looking at around $50 to $150 a month for transportation. You're probably not going to own a car there, so you don't need to worry about that. Now, entertainment and lifestyle. So Cali does have a very vibrant social scene. There's a lot going on. And it does have to cater around dance culture. Like Cali is super big when it comes to salsa. It is the salsa capital of the world. Although people from Cuba, people from Puerto Rico might want to challenge that. But for all purposes here, Cali has a really, really vibrant social life, nightlife, dance life. So if you're someone who wants to be active and social out here, maybe you want to go to salsa classes every single week. Maybe you want to go out every single week. If you want to take some weekend trips, which I'd recommend Humandi or Pance. I can show you where those are located out here. If we just zoom out a little bit, definitely good places to check out. I'll share some video footage of me in Humandi near some waterfalls, near some nature. It's really beautiful. You can also head to, I said Pance. Pance is over here. There's other places like Dapa, which I'll share some video footage of all these places. These are all things you can do, all excursions you can have over the weekends when it comes to entertainment and lifestyle. Going out is going to be pretty cheap, pretty affordable. I try not to use the word cheap, but very affordable, probably from what you're used to. Like going to a really nice restaurant. I like Storia del Amor, and I also like El Patio de Museo. They're probably two of the best restaurants that I went to in the city. Maybe $30 to $50 per person, including drinks when it's all said and done. So if you do that once a week or once every other week, it's not going to be crazy budget when it comes to entertainment and lifestyle. I'd say maybe budget somewhere between 300 to 500 if you're someone who wants to have an active active dating life. You go into restaurants, you're going out, you probably budget this in here. Right now, healthcare and insurance. So I did go to a dentist here. I think it cost me about $80 to $90, maybe a little more, definitely under $100 to get a cleaning and to get teeth whitening. And I got like the 2X version of teeth whitening here. So it was really affordable. It was a great experience. It was really quick. I didn't have to wait. I've always had good experiences when it came to healthcare or anything cosmetic in Latin America, and Cali, Colombia is no different. So I put here, they say that Colombia has one of the best healthcare systems in Latin America. This is true for Medellin. I haven't been to Bogota, but I assume it's really good there. Cali's not really known for having the best, but like I said, I'm in my 30s. I'm a pretty healthy guy, so I don't really need much. If you're someone who's older, this might be more of a concern for you. But there are some older expat guys here who have had good experiences with the healthcare system. So private doctor visit anywhere between $20 to $50 for basic health insurance. If you wanted to hear. $50 to $100. I always recommend, and by the way, here's what I put the dental and the cleaning and the whitening. Yes, it cost me $95. So I always recommend if you're young and you're healthy, you're not going to need like private insurance or anything like that. Even if you live here, a lot of times just use Safety Wing. All right, Safety Wing. I think I pay like $55 a month. It's covered up to $250K in case I need an emergency. Right. So that's mainly for emergency purposes. And then whenever you need to go to the doctors, you want to get some blood work checked. Maybe you're sick. You need to go to the visit a doctor. Just pay out of pocket. It's not going to cost you a lot of money. So total monthly cost breakdown. So if you're someone who's more of a budget lifestyle, you want to live in an area outside of the best areas, but still in a good area, like a good expat area, something like a San Fernando, or living near like Parque de Perro. I'd put that in that category. Where your rent's going to be maybe $400 to $800, and maybe your lifestyle isn't as active. Maybe you're not going on a lot of first dates. Maybe you're more of a chill and relaxed person in that aspect. You can get by with $800 to $1,200 a month here as a budget traveler. And if you're more mid-range to luxury lifestyle, then you can expect to pay somewhere between $1,500 to $2,500 a month. If you're spending $2,500 a month there in Cali, it means you're living in the best part of town. You're probably living in Granada. You're probably paying $1,000 or even more for a nice apartment. You're probably going out maybe 2-3 nights a week, right? You can live a really good life here in Cali, Colombia for I'd say between $2,000 and $2,500. You can live like a king here. So can you live for under $1,000 a month? Yes, you can. Again, you're going to be more of a budget lifestyle person. You're not going to have much of an active social life, if any. You're probably going to be eating like locals. Maybe once in a while, you might go to a regular lunch spot. Maybe you're not going out to dinners or restaurants at all, or barely, maybe once or twice a month. Then yeah, you can definitely live for under $1,000 a month. You're not going to have much fun with that lifestyle, but you can get by. And can you live a high-end lifestyle for under $3,000? Absolutely. I'd say even under $2,500 here in Cali. Cali, if I were to rank it in terms of cost of living, countries that I've been to and cities that I've been to, I put Cali and Asuncion right at the top two. They're right at the top two. I put Asuncion maybe a little less than Cali right now, even though I think Asuncion's growing. I think it'll exceed eventually. But Cali and Asuncion are pretty much right at the top when it comes to cities, countries that I've been to. So now you know exactly how much you can expect to pay living in Cali, Colombia. And if you're more of a budget person, you can probably hover around that $1,000 mark. If you're more of a higher end lifestyle person, you can probably hover between $2,000 and $2,500. I hope this video is helpful for you guys. If you want to see more content like this specific to cities in Latin America, then be sure to subscribe, give it a like, and look out for the next video.